I have been thinking about how, as a Black woman, I don't feel like I can show up when I am in a mental health crisis. Like, I don't feel like I can ask for help and just, I think there was an article about how depression looks different on Black women because, so for example, I just had to apply for a job because I'm looking to, I really miss teaching with kids, but I don't want the full-on responsibility of teaching because I have ADHD, I have various mental health issues. I can't manage all of that. I was thinking about, they needed me to make a video. I had to make a 5-minute video. And how I was able to do that even though I'm in the midst of a mental health crisis. And people would be like, oh, strong Black woman. It's not strong Black woman, because that's dehumanizing. It's just what we're forced to live with, forced to, we just don't get compassion. We never get to be the damsel in distress. Nobody ever tells a Black woman, like, hey, maybe don't try to do it all. Maybe take a nap, maybe rest, maybe relax, maybe, take it easy. It's always, you got it, you can do it, you're so strong. And that is literally killing us. And we have internalized some of that shit too. And it's not good for us. And we really need to check in with Black women more often, because you can still look pretty. Like, I'm aware that I look pretty right now, and currently I feel numb, but before this numb feeling was here, I was feeling unwell. And I just wish it was safer for Black women to say that out loud, and that there was more compassion and more grace, because I feel like it's very black and white. It's very much you either got your shit together or you're crazy. Either you're strong or you're weak. And it's just more like that. That's dehumanizing, that Black women don't get to be complicated. I am a massive source of inspiration, and I need to be inspired, both, right? I am there for so many people, right? People I've never even met have been affected by my work, and I still need, to be told that my work matters. I still need to be told that I matter, because it's like I get these days where, like, I don't want to fucking be here anymore. And sometimes that's enough, or sometimes that's enough for that day. We need more spaces for Black women to talk about mental health. Every time I post anything like this, I'm uncomfortable, but I know it's helping somebody. You're not alone. Charlotte feels like this too. Even baddies get saddies. So yeah, I was just reflecting on that. About if I looked at me, I'd be like, she doesn't look like she's thinking about what she's thinking about. But yeah. So we need to learn to recognize this stuff, especially on the only people that really get any love when they're having mental health issues is white folks. And so the rest of us we put on a mask. We put on a mask just to exist in this world that's not created for us. We're always wearing a mask. So, the mental health mask is up. And so you can't just expect people, you can't take them at face value when, how are you? I'm fine. Like, that's some bullshit, right? So, like, you need to ask real questions. And it's so okay to ask people, are you thinking about killing yourself? You're not planting the idea, like, please. If they're depressed, they probably already thought about that, trust. Sometimes you need to just ask that question. Are you thinking about killing yourself? instead of, how are you? I find the neurotypical world, like those of you who don't have some type of mental health issue or brain issue or mood disorder or personality disorder, whatever, you normies, y'all are so surface. I hate the question, how are you? Because you don't really want the answer. And when people ask me, I give them a real ass answer and they ain't ready for it. Like, sometimes y'all aren't ready for it, right? If I tell you, like, I'm unwell as fuck right now, you want to be like, okay, well, and then you want to move on in the conversation. It's a dumb question because it's insincere. And there's a lot of questions like that my neurodivergent brain, like, I don't even know how to answer these insincere questions. I know what you want me to say, but that feels inauthentic to me, and like, I don't like being inauthentic, right? So like, I'm not fine, I'm not fine. So there are very few spaces for us to go when we're unwell. So like, somebody would tell me, go check yourself into a psychiatric hospital, but that is not necessarily a safe space or a comfortable space, any of that, for me as a Black woman. And I never am excited about giving up my power to white folks, right? Voluntarily putting myself in a position where white folks have authority over me, especially when I'm in my most vulnerable state. So every month is mental health month. Every month. And every month you need to be reaching out to folks and asking them, how's your mental health? How are you sleeping? How are your thoughts right now? How are you feeling about yourself? How are you feeling about your life? Are you thinking about ending your life? Ask those questions. Have real conversations. Don't ask, how are you? It's a dumbass question. You don't really mean it. And people are conditioned to give you a bullshit answer because that's the routine. It's like, that's your line, right? Like, I don't know, the ritual that you normies do. And it's dumb. We need to stop being so surface, and it needs to be okay for people to not be okay and for them not to be called weak, right? I'm strong as fuck, but also, like, I'm not trying to be anybody's strong Black woman. I'm also extremely sensitive, right? Like, so I get to be both. I get to be sensitive. I get to be soft. I get to be tender. I get to be sad. Y'all always want to call us angry Black women, but you don't want to acknowledge how fucking sad we are. Like, depression runs high among Black folks, and why wouldn't it? Considering that the shit that we have to survive and endure, and Black women even more so, and there's no space for us to talk, because in white spaces, like when in feminist spaces, white women are centered, and in Black spaces, Black men are centered. So there is no space where Black women's issues are centered, let alone Black women with mental health issues. And that's a problem.